And now, let's go to the ring. And here's your co-host. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to What Happened When? With the voice of your childhood, Tony Schiavone. Tony, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm glad you're with us. Glad you're feeling better. Glad you're live.
Dude, I'm drowning in snot, but there's no place I'd rather be drowning than with you.
Drowning in snot.
Yeah, it's the name of my new album, Daddy. Drowning in snot.
Well, thanks to Casio for doing our bonus podcast. If you join us on WHW Monday each month, we do 2 bonus podcasts. And you probably are very, very happy that you missed one of those bonus podcasts.
Oh, it was one of the worst shows ever, right?
Yeah, it was pretty bad, but we had a good time with it. And we saw some things that we didn't expect we would see. And it ended up not being as bad as I thought it would be. So anyway, and then I had to watch a Disco Inferno match, and I'm thinking, my God.
That's punishment there.
Yeah, and I realized you go back, listen to Disco Inferno, grab the microphone and talk to a live house, and listen to Ryan Nemeth now, talk to a live house. They're the exact same person. They have the same voice, and they have the same voice inflection. They just sound the same. The difference is Nemeth is a good guy and Disco Inferno's a piece of shit. So that's just the two differences.
Well, I'll tell you this. I want to mention right here at the top of the show. Today's podcast is brought to you by Geico. Geico has been with us a long, long time, and they're going to be with you a long time too, because they know how to save you money. So thank you, Geico, for sponsoring this very special edition of What Happened to When, because we're going to be doing something pretty fun, Tony. You spent a lot of time on the program talking about how much you enjoyed your time with WWE. It was brief, but it was wonderful. It was 1 year, and you got to see a different side of the pro wrestling business. Now, of course, before that, it was all Jim Crockett Promotions all the time. And now you're going to show up to the World Wrestling Federation and Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard and just a whole different model. As Scott Hall famously said, WCW was a television company that did wrestling, and the WWF was a wrestling company that did wrestling. So it was your first time getting to see that up close, and we're going to talk about one of the Coliseum home videos that you had a lot of fun producing. And I think you and I haven't talked about this. Is this the last one?
No, the last one was WrestleMania 6.
Okay, so the next to last one, but this is like WrestleMania 6 was a pay-per-view to tape.
Right.
This is a special release, right?
Yeah, right.
And a special release is what we call it whenever you and Lois we'll talk about that later. Fire up your Peacock and just type in World Tour. We want you to type in World Tour. You'll see 1991 and 1992, and those are listed with the year. But if you just look up World Tour, you'll see the 1990 version, and that's where you want to go. So World Tour 1990. And again, as you know, how would you love a chance to save some money on insurance? Of course you would. After all, who doesn't love a great deal, right? And when it comes to great rates on insurance for all the things in your life, Geico can help. Like with insurance for your car, your truck, your motorcycle, your boat, and your RV. Even with the help with the homeowners, the condo, or the renter's coverage. And you can save even more with a special discount when you bundle your coverage. Plus, the easy-to-use Geico mobile app, the available 24-hour roadside assistance, and more. Switching and choosing to switch to Geico becomes an easy choice. Switch today. See all the ways you can save with great rates and discounts. It's simple. It's easy. Go to geico.com. Get a rate quote or contact your local agent and start seeing how much you could save. And I wish that little Geico was here with us. That little gecko was with us today, because we're going to go back to when I was 9 years old, Tony. I'm at peak fandom here. 1990. Can't get enough WWE.
I think we're going to see a lot of matches and maybe, I'm not so sure. I think we're going to have Alfred do some things for us here. This is why I'm really excited about this, just to see Alfred again. One of the nicest men in wrestling. I just wonder sometimes what he would think about today's wrestling and the egos and the things that are going on. Because he was really old school, you know.
Yeah.
And he was very brutally honest about a lot of the guys that he worked with back then. He hated Dick Murdoch. I remember oh my God, I remember saying, he said, he's such a horrible brute.
Oh, I remember talking about
terrible person. He just, and I'd say, I like Dick. He said, do you trust my judgment in people? I said, yes. Believe me, just a terrible person. So he was a wonderful. Everybody that worked with Alfred loved him. So Alfred and I go to, I guess it was near the end of '89. We go on World Tour. We go to London, and we go to Brussels, and we go to Paris. And it's to this day, it's the greatest trip I've ever taken in wrestling, because we were just on our own, and he was a tour guide, and he was a friend. It was wonderful. And so our video is here that we're watching is a part of that. So there you go.
Hey, so let's talk about Lord Alfred, because we don't talk about him enough in modern wrestling. And when I had a conversation with Bruce Pritchard about him the first time, it was like a word association, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I said, I'm going to say some names, the word association deal. Then you tell me the first thing you think of, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I go, Lord Alfred Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
And Bruce thinks for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, whale rope.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Lord Alfred Hayes was a legendary coxman in WWE, was he not?
Mm-hmm.
What about his balls, Tony? Can you tell us about Lord Alfred's balls?
I can't tell you anything about Lord Alfred's balls, but I can tell you that he was well known to be in the Colonel Robert Parker League.
Well, that's a good place to be. But you know what else is a good place to be? Welcome to Fresh Ball Fall. That's right. It's the season of pumpkin spice and making sure your crotch looks nice. That means sipping cider in a fall breeze and using Manscaped products to trim balls with ease. That's right. Today's show is brought to you by Manscaped, a company here to make sure that your foliage isn't the only thing that's shedding its excess leaves. Heck, even Mother Nature knows it's time to lose the excess clutter for fall. So join the 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off, plus free shipping with the code. Manscaped's going to help with your confidence, man. Listen, the reality is, feel a little cleaner down there, shows it off a little more, and well, sometimes you're in the mood to show it off a little more. And I don't know what makes them want to do the things they want to do, but I know what makes them not want to. And Manscaped is, it's a credit in your life. It's not a debit.
Yep.
And whether you're brand new or already with us at Manscaped, you could be the crown jewel when you care for your family jewels. It's the Platinum Package 4.0. With this glorious package, you can align your entire hygiene routine in just one swoop. Inside the 10-part Platinum Package is everything you know and love about the Performance Package, plus some shower goodies that are going to go ahead and include and elevate your grooming game to platinum. First of all, you got that Lawnmower 4.0 body trimmer. How about that Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer? I've used those here on the program. Love them. Both have the proprietary advanced skin-safe technology to protect those delicate parts and those holiest of holes. They're both waterproof, too, so you can keep scaping even as the weather's changing. You want to do that shit outside? You can. You want to do it on your deck? Do it on your patio?
Go ahead.
Boat? You want to do it in your shower? You want to do it on the toilet? You want to do it in bed? You want to do it in your recliner? Do it anywhere, Daddy. In addition to shaving, you can also completely upgrade your shower routine. How about this ultra premium body wash? And I like this one now. The 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner saves you a step. And it'll also have your skin and hair feeling hydrated, smelling fresh. Don't forget that aluminum-free ultra premium deodorant. And don't worry, it's not pumpkin spice. It's quality fragrance, all right? Cologne quality fragrance. Now, I have to tell you, if there's one thing in this package that really gets Tony Schiavone excited, it's the crop preserver. That's right, the ball deodorant. All deodorant, boys and girls, is 2022. The crop reviver, the ball toner. Tony now hits the toilet. Tony's gimmicks hit the water. He's at that age, all right? When you get 60, things start to get wet down there. But this crop reviver really tightening everything up. Now they're not sweaty and they're not soaked either. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts with their Platinum Package 4.0, the Manscaped Boxers and the Shed Travel Bag, both specially made to hold those goodies together. Get this Platinum Package this fall. These products are guaranteed to be hits for your dangly bits.
And let me also say this, Conrad, that I do use every day, either the crop preserver when I get out of the shower, or if I don't take a shower that day, I use the crop mop, which are these wipes that you can wipe off your
gimmicks
with, and spray on the crop reviver as well that day. So I use them all. And don't forget, they actually even have lip balm for you if you want that. They've got foot spray for your feet. They take care of your body, brother. And so we want you to do like I've done for years now, and that's go to manscaped.com and get 20% off and free shipping with the code WHW. You heard Conrad say with the code. It's the code WHW. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com when you use code WHW. Manscaped, clear out the leaves. It's your tree trunk's time to shine.
Lord have mercy. Without further ado, boys and girls, it's time for our special countdown, Tony. We're watching World Tour 1990 on Peacock. Let's hit it, Daddy.
Okay, let's hit it. And that means it's time to cue up Steph Chesney for the 1 millionth time.
You know it's all about your money! Holy shit, I ain't baby! You know it's all about your money!
Let me tell you something, little skinny motherfucker. I will beat your ass, plus I will beat your ass in video games. I know that you're freaking lying. How's it gonna feel to go back to Connecticut and tell the fuckers that an old 63-year-old man beat your ass?
And because you fucked it up, Tony, I have to have this disclaimer at the top. Presented in the most complete form possible due to original production technical difficulties, a.k.a. Schiavone sucks a dick.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sean Mooney, and welcome once again to the WWF Coliseum Home Video Headquarters. During the next 2 hours, we'll present an absolutely out-of-this-world collection of exclusive matches and interviews as we embark on our WWF World Tour. Our Coliseum cameras follow the WWF superstars to all corners of the globe to bring some of the most exciting matches on Earth right into your living room. It's the best in the world from all over the world, and it's brought to you by Coliseum Home Video. On the first stop of our WWF World Tour, we visit a native who's restless in his quest for the WWF Championship. Of course, I'm talking about the Superfly, Jimmy Snuka. This high flyer will be the subject of our World Tour profile. Our WWF feature matchups take you to Tokyo's Egg Dome, where the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase attempts to make sushi out of the Ultimate Warrior. And to the London Arena, where England swings as the Honky Tonk Man faces off against Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Then it's across the channel to Paris, where the fabulous Rougeau brothers square off against the Rockers at the Palais du Omnisport. We'll also go on the road with the WWF to watch Hulk Hogan sprout up in Brussels and follow the worldly one, Lord Alfred Hayes, on a guided tour of his favorite European cities. We'll bring you a WWF fan favorite match, a match specially chosen by one of our many fans. An oral report, as our WWF manager's profile focuses on the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, and a WWF championship defense featuring Hulk Hogan versus the Macho King, Randy Savage. All that and more on the WWF World Tour. Our WWF profile takes a look at a man who's acquired more than enough frequent flyer miles here in the WWF to win a free trip back to his homeland, the Fiji Islands. Let's take a closer look now at the Superfly, Jimmy Snuka.
I just want to let you people know out there in TV Wonderland that this mind is so clean, and I just want to share the spirit with you wonderful people out there. Now, I know the Wrestling Federation has a lot of excitement things that goes on here, and especially when it comes down to what everybody's mind is thinking about. There's only one concern in every human being's mind, and especially deep down in their soul. I'm here because the action that goes on here is a superior thing for individual. I love the challenge, and that's what I'm here for. And all you TV people in Wonderland. Woof, woof.
Is that the worst piece of shit promo you ever heard?
Yeah, that's pretty terrible.
That's one of the worst of all time.
Mm.
And it made the tape, which tells you that you were truly on your way back to WCW.
Huh.
I mean, that was really bad, dude.
Yeah, it was.
Tell me about where we saw Sean Mooney, when that would have been shot. Was that something that was shot in the middle of the night at TV? Was it in the studio?
It was in the studio. It was in the same studio where they shot Primetime Wrestling, the big studio there.
Okay.
And it probably would have been shot. It probably would have been shot at night, I would think, because, well, the studio wasn't always used. You know, they used it for primetime wrestling and a few things. And but we would just probably use them when we would probably use them when it was available, when the people were available to work it. Now, the commentary for the matches here probably were done in the studio in post, with the exception of anything from London, from the London arena. Lord Alfred Hayes and I did those for Sky TV. We were there to do those.
Let's track this and just see.
Okay.
Possibly beaten. Well, no. Well, he was perched on the ropes for a moment, but Boris Zhukov had moved out of the way, and Zhukov now clubs Superfly on the back of the neck. So Zhukov going right to work on Jimmy Snuka, and I think this is important, Alfred. I'm sure you would agree as they do the crisscross here. Let's see what happens here. Superfly comes across the flying body press, pulls up the leg momentarily.
So you think you're doing that in post?
Yeah, I am doing that in post, I'm sure, unless it's London. Lord Alfred and I, we went to London, did the show there. Then we went to Brussels. We did not even go to the show in Brussels, but we were there. But we decided not to go because we didn't need to be there. We weren't doing live commentary, and we were just having too much fun. And then we went to the show in Paris, but we didn't do commentary. We just kind of hung out in the back there in Paris. And the Paris show was after the legendary fight that happened in Brussels that got Coco Beware fired. I don't know if you heard about that fight or not. But
I heard there was blood up the wall. Is this the Jim Troy fight?
yeah, the Jim Troy fight. And it was odd. Like, we were in Brussels during the day, and so we went to the bar early in the day, Lord Alfred Hayes and I with Jim Troy, and we all sat there and we were drinking, and the bar was really a nice bar, and the guys who ran the bar were big wrestling fans. Hogan stopped in to say hello to everybody. And I can't remember. I think most of the guys were just kind of eating lunch, but Lord Alfred and I were pulling them back, knowing that we wouldn't have to go to the show. And Jim Troy was pulling it back as well. And then apparently they went back to the bar after the show, and that's where they got into a fight.
Supposedly Troy dropped an N-bomb.
Yeah.
And Coco lost his fucking mind and fucked him
Yeah.
up pretty bad, allegedly with a broken beer bottle.
No, it was a broken liquor bottle.
Yeah,
I think that's what I heard. Yeah, he broke the liquor bottle, like the old West, right?
Yeah.
Boom, broke it over the table, and then cut Jim Troy with it.
Like lots of blood.
Right. And so, of course, I was not there for that because we had had enough by then. But afterwards, I remember going to, when we were in Paris and we were at the hotel, I think it was either Pat Patterson or it could have been Terry Garvin said, "Did you hear about what happened last night?" And they laid out the whole thing for us. So fortunately, we missed that. But that was the end of Coco. And that was also the end of Jim Troy, who was like, he was one of Vince's longtime guys.
Yeah, you can't do that, dude.
Right. No.
I mean, listen, nobody should get stabbed with a bottle, but come on, man.
No,
What the fuck?
Even in '89, no, you just don't do that.
No.
Yeah. Look at him calling spots there.
By the way, I want to mention this match we're watching. Remember now, the theme of this show is World Tour 1990.
Right.
This one is from all the way over at the Nassau Coliseum.
Well,
And on June 10th, 1989, Zhukov is substituting for Honky Tonk Man, who I guess had a minor program with Snuka going on that went nowhere until Survivor Series era house shows. But
I guess, hey, the Nassau Coliseum is in the world, right?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah. So there you go.
And our next match is Snuka versus Honky Tonk Man. And instead of it being you and Lord Alfred, it'll be you and Hillbilly Jim.
Really?
And that one's from all the way at Madison Square Garden, September 30th, 1989.
Okay. Well, we're moving around. We did depart from JFK. So that was the point of departure and then the point of entry coming back. So that's this is before we're taking off.
World Tour, yeah.
And then you're going to, let me just say this before you move on.
Yeah.
The bits that you're going to see with Lord Alfred Hayes, I produced those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We had a crew. We had a camera crew with us everywhere. It was just such a great trip. And we were on our own to create and do whatever we wanted to do. And just great memories. Sorry, go ahead.
No, listen, that's what we're here for. And
yeah,
you've always spoken so fondly about this era and really how much you enjoyed putting these tapes together. And did you enjoy it because you knew you would be able to insert yourself and get yourself over and put yourself on commentary for all the matches? I know that's not the answer, but
no.
But what did you like about this process? Because you have talked very lovingly over the years about putting these tapes together. And I think once upon a time, you even reached out to that Nothing Happening Michael Cole and talked about maybe how you could help do some stuff on the network or introduce old segments. And you really enjoyed that. And you don't really get to do that now with AEW. It's not a part of your job these days, as far as I know.
No, it's not.
What was fun about that? Why did you enjoy that? And what was the challenge for it? Just talk us through, how you felt about it.
Well, I liked learning new things. Keep in mind, I had come from Jim Crockett Promotions. I had been a radio guy. I had not done much television wise, with the exception of announcing. So now I get to produce, and now I get to create things, and now I get to put together video cassettes and decide what goes on a video cassette and what doesn't. And I get to produce on. And so I was obviously young, and I was able to be a TV producer and learn how that worked. And I love learning how to do new things. And I don't know. It made me feel alive.
Did you, I'm not saying this to be funny. Did you share that with Matt Schiavone? Because Matt Schiavone kind of does that in real life now, right? Most recently for Fox.
With Fox. And I think so. And I have to say, Matt Schiavone is a better producer than I've ever been.
He's fantastic. He's been helping us with StarCast for years and years.
Right.
He's just old faithful, man. He's phenomenal. Yeah. But I just know how much you enjoy. Like, I think most people would think, well, yeah, Tony Schiavone's kids want to grow up and be announcers. We've heard you for years talk about how much you enjoyed this process, and there's the Superfly.
Yeah.
And now, of course, your son has done that at a high level for a long time now. And I just think, man, there's got to be something there, some connective tissue.
Yeah, I would think so. I would think he enjoys the production end of it, and he enjoys, he originally Matt wanted to go into film. He wanted to be a movie director, and that's what he studied, to be a movie director. And Matt is much more assertive as a producer than I ever was. I mean, I've watched him work, and I've watched how he talks to people and how he, just kind of tries to be in charge. I just kind of let things happen and try to lend a hand in. He's much more assertive than I am. But the process, and I'm still doing it today. And the process is, here we go. Oh, Madison Square Garden.
Oh, let's listen to the thing.
Yeah, we got to listen.
The arena, led by his manager, the mouth of the South, Colonel Jimmy Hart, from Memphis, Tennessee, weighing 248 pounds, the Honky Tonk Man.
All right. The Colonel And the honky tonk man. I know you know a lot about the honky tonk man. Well, I'll tell you something there, Tony. He's what you call my neck of the woods. This guy right here is a mighty tough wrestler. Why he does the things he does, I don't know, but you got to give the guy credit. He's got a great winning record, and he is some kind of a colorful athlete. And he is certainly a man who knows how to use, I guess if I could say it this way, Hillbilly, to use his manager.
No guitar. You notice that?
Yeah,
Isn't that crazy?
that is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. So anyway, what I was saying about creativity and working in wrestling, what I'm able to do here right now is, and if you're watching on video, you see the Batcave behind me.
Yep.
And my dog. This Batcave once a week transforms into a TV studio. And the control centers that you see that are on AEW control centers are shot right here. And I also, so I shoot them here myself, by myself, green screen and everything, all the lights, camera. And then I take them and I cut them up and I send them to Nashville to be produced. So
Your boy Kevin Sullivan does that, right?
right. Yeah. And so now I get the creativity of shooting stuff myself on the green screen with the light package and everything, and being able to cut things up on Adobe Premiere. And I'm learning how to edit video now. So still at my advanced age, I'm learning more about TV production, which I just absolutely love. So got a real nice 4K camera here. It's really, it's really top of the line, and just really enjoy it. So there you go.
So we started this tape with Superfly and Boris Zhukov all the way over at the Nassau Coliseum here on World Tour. And now we're watching Superfly versus Honky Tonk all the way in Madison Square Garden. But next up, we got a real treat. Bret the Hitman Hart versus Dino Bravo.
Oh, wow.
And that's going to happen in London, England on October 10th.
Yeah.
So far, we've seen a match from June 10th, 1989. We're presently watching September 30th, 1989.
Yeah.
And this is October 10th coming up next in London, England.
Mm-hmm. And that's going to be one that Alfred and I'm sure, we were there. We commentated it live for Sky TV. It was a live show.
Yeah.
We may have recommentated it for this. Not sure.
Well, I'm sure that Geico can save you some money, when you're looking to bundle or whatever it is. You got some homeowners, you got some condo, you got some renters. Maybe you need something for your RV or your car or your truck, your motorcycle, or your boat. Geico.com, daddy. Got to sneak like 8 of those in, Tony. So just help me anytime you want to just yell Geico. Count.
Okay. You're 3 deep.
Okay, good. So we're
Okay.
good.
I'm keeping count of them for you.
Hey, did you see our boy Manser went to Japan recently?
I did not.
Yeah, he's in Japan.
Good for him.
Well,
Okay.
he's throwing chicks head first through barbed wire tables over there. So I don't know if
Run that one by me again slowly.
our friend Mance Warner
Yeah.
is wrestling in Japan.
Yeah. Okay.
I put wrestling in air quotes there if you don't watch on video, because Manser would say, I'm fighting.
Yeah.
I ain't wrestling. I'm fighting. I'm here for a fight. Well, anyway, he's fighting women
Oh God.
and putting them broads head first through barbed wire tables.
Okay. That must be some sort of,
GCW.
okay. GCW's in London. Oh,
Not London, Japan, daddy.
Japan. Sorry.
Now,
Japan. So,
Manser, baby. He's hitting the pay window after he hits these chicks in the head with a barbed wire table, daddy.
no, no.
Speaking of Japan,
Yeah.
did you see that we lost Antonio Inoki?
Isn't that something? That's, if you think about the influential people in pro wrestling,
Oh man, he's really high on the list.
right, on a worldly level.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, he was a very influential politician too in Japan. And what's funny is, not funny, but odd. I remember someone asking me probably a year ago, hey, of all the matches you called, did you ever call an Antonio Inoki match? And I went, no, I never did. But I saw him at the Egg Dome when he came out and made an appearance that time that we were there for WCW back in the day. And then you and I rack up Clash of the Champions, where he wrestles Lord Steven Regal.
Yep.
And come to find out, I did call one of Antonio Inoki's matches. I didn't know it at the time, but I did.
Yeah.
Or I didn't realize it, didn't remember it, basically. So, yeah, Antonio Inoki was a legend. And I guess most people on a world national level know him as the wrestler who kicked Muhammad Ali to had blood clots in his legs. But aside from that, he was a trendsetter. I don't know if that's the proper term or not, but he changed wrestling. Did you notice that there's someone at ringside here that reminds me a lot of Larry Thompson?
Oh, I got to check that out. No, I hadn't seen my dad.
Okay. Yeah, or just from a distance. Probably one of the New York City Athletic Commission guys. Because Athletic Commission guys, I don't know how it is, but back then they just hung around so they could get ringside seats.
Can I tell you what's going on with my father right now?
Yeah, what's going on?
He's a bachelor.
What?
My mom took a trip to the beach. My parents bought a condo down at the beach last year. And
okay.
They're going to spend a whole week down there. The girls are. So
okay.
It's just my dad and the dog at the house.
Oh, okay.
And as we're recording this, he's still with him right now.
Mm-hmm.
But in the next 3 hours, she'll be gone for 1 week.
Mm.
And my goal is to try to get my dad into as much trouble as possible.
Okay.
In these 7 days. So we're not going to watch Alabama as we're recording this. It's Saturday morning.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to watch Alabama, Arkansas at my house. We can do that anytime. We're not going to watch Alabama, Auburn at my dad's house. We can do that anytime. Mm. We're going to watch it somewhere else. Do you want to guess where we're going to watch that game, Tony? My mom doesn't listen, so you can guess.
The strip club in Huntsville.
Now, Tony, do you think I'm going to take my sweet father to a shoe show the very day my mom leaves town?
Yes.
You know me very well. I'm not allowed to go, as you know. You've met Megan. She's in better shape than ever. Mm-hmm. And
we'll probably kick your ass.
She's mean.
Yeah.
So that combination, especially when I'm under the weather.
Mm-hmm.
But I might be watching the game with him today in a smoke-filled environment. And if some of my other friends who you know are put to the task, maybe things could happen today. I could see some things he hadn't seen in a while. I don't know.
Yeah. Some things I haven't seen in decades.
We're talking about your dick?
That and other things. Man, when you said, I'm going to get my dad in trouble, I'm thinking, you're the best at that, buddy.
Well, listen, as my wife pointed out, he's got 6 days to do laundry.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be fine.
Yeah. You know how they say,
look at Vladimir in the Super Vladimir front.
I know. You know how they say it's just possible in the grand scheme of things that women marry their dad?
Mm. Hey, fuck off with that now. I just realized what you just said right there.
Yes. Back in the day, there was one guy that got us all in trouble.
Well.
Okay. And
I'll have you know, I have not patterned my life after him in that regard. It just wound up that way.
That's what he told me. It just wound up that way. Back in the day.
By the way, did you see him smoking weed with Mike Tyson on social media this week?
I did not.
Did you have that on your bingo card?
I can never imagine Ric Flair smoking weed. That blows me away. That he smokes weed.
He does it almost every day.
Wow. Well, There you go.
And here's what he tells me. Come here. Chicks really like this weed, young man. Did you know about this? They love it, Connie. Do you want me to get some for you? No, Rick, I've known where I could get that my entire life. I'm all set.
Yeah.
It's illegal in Alabama. No, I can get it to you. It's legal, Dad. No, it's not for me to own in Alabama, but thanks for the offer. Not legal here where you're doing it right now either, Rick. It's not legal in Florida unless you have a certain type of card or something, and you don't have that.
Right.
Friend of ours does that. I'm sure you know.
Yes.
Friend of ours gets it delivered on the reg, like it was a pizza. They're selling gimmicks down here now. Are you in the loop on these Delta 9 gummies?
Delta 9 gummies? No.
Man, you can get them at lots of little local retailers, but there's some bored housewives buying them at bored housewives disguising themselves as realtors, buying them at gas stations.
Okay, I was in Auburn and I saw them in there one time.
Buddy,
are they?
Some of these housewives got problems with it.
So are they like close to the real thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, here's the thing though. As a rule of thumb,
yeah.
If somebody's like, "Hey man, you want to get high? Let's go down to the gas station." I'm out. Whatever you're buying at the gas station.
Yeah.
To get high, I don't want any.
Right.
Whatever they're selling there, I'm good. I need gasoline, and I don't even need to go inside unless I'm on a road trip and I need to go get a 1 liter Peter bottle of water. Got a lot of flack here locally last week for telling that 1 liter Peter story.
Okay.
My realtor friend listened to the show.
Okay.
I'm not sure if that was a good thing or not. I think he was looking forward to hearing the ear piercing story, and I went full 1 liter Peter on him.
I
surprised that's what we're talking about here too, Tom. We're talking about a 1 liter. Look at this, man. That's a lot going on. Look at my hand here. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
That's smart, man.
A lot.
That's smart water.
All right, here we go.
Mailbag for another fan requested match. This match comes from Carl Murphy of Port Washington, New York. Now, Carl gave us a list of several matches, but the one at the top of the list was Bret the Hitman Hart versus Dino Bravo. Well, Carl, for this very special matchup, we'll go to the London Arena. But first, let's go to the Hitman and the Canadian Strongman.
Hey, Dino, Carl Murphy right there in Port Washington, New York. Want to see a little matchup with you, Bret Hitman Hart. First of all, Carl, I'm sorry about you living in Port Washington, man. Everybody can't live in Montreal like Dino.
You know, Bret Hart's got a lot of qualification. He's one of the finest technicians in the World Wrestling Federation. He's got all the flying moves, and he's rugged, and his biggest quality, he's got a lot of desire. But it's just not enough when you have to face the world's strongest man. You're going to find out, Carl Murphy.
Okay, Carl Murphy, you got it. All your friends from Port Washington, New York, finally get to see the Hitman step in the middle of the ring with Dino Bravo, the world's supposed strongest man. Let's see a little speed up against a little strength. Dino Bravo, the Hitman's going to destroy you.
I always like when wrestlers talk about themselves in third person. Oh, what a great crowd shot that is. I love that look and feel. The camera behind Dino.
Yeah, that is cool, man. This is London Arena, so I'm thinking that Lord Alfred and I are doing this show because we were there. And our broadcast position was up on a balcony above the arena where we did our broadcast position. A couple of things too that jogged my memory. You saw earlier where we had Jimmy Snuka on a background, right? When he did that promo.
Yep.
But there you saw Dino Bravo and Jimmy Hart on a gray background, the same background that Bret the Hitman Hart. So backstage at the WWE back in '89, and this was another reason that I loved working for the WWE, because I had come from a very small promotion, again, a mom and pop promotion. How about this entrance?
Man, this is fantastic. Just
isn't this something?
40 steps and but they're lit from underneath, and I mean that's a cool look.
That is a cool look.
I
So now
I love that camera shot, dude. Following behind the guys
yes,
from their perspective, seeing the fans reach out and touch them. We
Yep.
should do that more often.
I agree.
But make that a note. Let's just try that one day on a Wednesday or a Friday and see how we feel.
Yeah.
That looks awesome.
Yep. I agree.
This is shot so differently than I mean, I don't know if this is a different film crew for the time or what, but I love the way this looks, dude.
I don't think that we brought a camera crew over there. I think this may have been shot by the Sky people.
Well, they're doing a fantastic job. You look at what we've just seen from 2 Coliseum home video exclusives in America, Nassau Coliseum and MSG.
Mhm.
So that's going to be definitely the WWE people who live local to the New York market.
Right.
But my goodness, man, this just looks and feels big time. Like, I've never seen this match, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I'm looking forward to it just because of how it's shot.
Yeah.
This might be my most anticipated Dino Bravo match of all time.
I would agree. Huh. Okay, so they shoot these things on the gray background in the backstage area at WWF back then, and I never experienced this with the Crockett's. You walk backstage, and they had these portable studios that looked like a gigantic case, a gigantic Pelican case or a gigantic Road case. But you walked into them, they had the Sonex board all around, and they had 3 of them. They had actually had 4 of them. They had English 1, English 2, and then they had international, and then they had pre-tape. Pre-tape one just had the gray background on it. The other ones had a green background where you could, put any background on it at all, green screen. And so anytime that you saw the gray background,
Yeah.
that was the main pre-tape room that was run by Jack Lanza. He was the main producer for that. The other pre-tape rooms, when I was there, one was run by George the Animal Steel, which is hilarious in itself, and the other one was run by Nick Bockwinkel. And then I'm not so sure who ran the international one as well, but each studio had their own producer, and he had a table in there, and he had a list of pre-tapes he had to do. It was so freaking organized. And you didn't run around looking for guys because they would bring them to you in that studio. Now today we do pre-tapes all over the arena, different looks, but it was so organized back then that gray screen, immediately when I saw that gray background, I thought of Jack Lanza. So, and if you look at a lot of the fly-ins for Superstars and Challenge back in the day, they had that gray background in it. Those were actually in-show things. They were interviews to be used in the shows.
I'm seeing Jimmy Hart hop around the outside. Have you seen that Tales from the Territory is out on Vice?
I have not.
Sorry, Tales from the Territories. As folks are listening to this, last night was episode 1, Memphis When Wrestling Was Real. So great. We got to see Dutch Mantell seated at the same table with Jerry the King Lawler, Jerry Jarrett, Jeff Jarrett, and Jimmy Hart, telling fantastic stories about back in the day in Memphis. And next week, they're doing a whole episode on Andy Kaufman. Some really, really great stuff. Yes, it is from Dwayne The Rock Johnson and his $7 Productions. It's also heavily done, of course, by the creators of Dark Side of the Ring, but this is not Dark Side of the Ring stuff. This is fun, interesting, lighthearted. Well, with the exception of the time they pulled a guy's eyeball out on TV or whatever. Really, really, really great stuff. I was lucky enough to get a press screener ahead of time to go ahead and promote the show. So that's what I'm doing now. And I hope you guys checked it out. But it was fantastic. I mean, I love the dramatization and recreations, and obviously I love the nostalgia and history of professional wrestling. So anytime you have Jerry Lawler and Jerry Jarrett and Dutch Mantell and Jimmy Hart at the same table and Jeff trying to move the traffic around, count me in. And it was fantastic. Episode 1, Memphis When Wrestling Was Real. Go check it out.
That's nice.
You know, they did one on Crockett.
Yeah, good.
Did they reach out to you?
Yeah.
And you passed?
Yeah.
Just because it was Dark Side?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. They had a little bit of that this year.
Yeah, good for them. They earned it. Hey, by the way, once you switch today and see all the ways you could save with great rates and discounts, it's easy. Simply go to geico.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Schiavone knows how to segue out of an awkward spot better than anybody.
Yep. Just put your announcer voice on
and go Johnny DJ. Or a yucker, as you've said here before.
Yucker. Boy, I was a terrible yucker.
Walk a boom.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, I was approached about doing that.
And took a pass.
To put it mildly, yes.
Oh, you didn't motherfuck them, did you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. But not to them. To the person that approached me. Oh, just feelings that I have, strong feelings about our business. I've loved our business. Even back when, it was deep into my soul, back when I wasn't doing it. And just a lot of respect for the guys who put their bodies on the line each and every week. So there. Look at Dino. Did you see that? He tried to do, he just arm whipped him over, and Dino just kind of laid down, rolled over. When was Dino shot?
I think it was like 93, 94. Let me quick little Google here.
So this is only a few years before,
Yeah,
realistically.
March 10th, 1993.
Okay. Wow.
So yeah. He's only he died when he was just 44.
Wow. I may have told this story, but as a wrestling fan, Dino Bravo was part of my fandom because he wrestled for Jim Crockett Promotions back in the 70s. He and Tim Woods were World Tag Team Champions. And they had a big angle on TV where the Anderson brothers, approached this young Dino Bravo, who had black hair at the time and was young and, looked great, really strong, really powerful. And they said, we will, you find any tag team partner and we will beat you guys on TV. So he went and got Tim Woods as his partner, and Tim Woods put a mask on and became Mr. Wrestling, a white mask. And they beat the Andersons on TV, became World Tag Team Champs. It was a big thing in Jim Crockett Promotions in the Mid-Atlantic area at that time. And I never will forget the interview because they went to Bob Caudle afterwards and both had the belts and why in the world, Tim Woods, would you put the mask on? And he said, because he realized that the Andersons drew strength and power from watching their opponent's facial expression of pain.
Mm.
So putting the mask on, they would not see how much pain that we were in. And that's how they won the match. And it's one of those things that's, how those things in wrestling stick with you forever. That's one of the things that did. It just, when you're a fan in those angles. So Dino Bravo and Mr. Wrestling Tim Woods, NWA World Tag Team Champions. How about that?
Old school, baby.
That is old school.
And
then I got to meet Dino Bravo in person, and he just wasn't a bad guy. He just wasn't overly friendly.
Well,
Yeah.
11 bullets in the head and torso.
Mm.
That's how his life ended. It's crazy to think about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Outside of 50 Cent, I don't even know anybody else who's been shot 11 times.
No, you would think if you're shot in the head twice, it'd be good enough. But we'll just put 9 more in there just to send a message to someone.
Well, one won't do it. Pondwater Dave, we've had a lot of fun with him. Some people would call him a slow adult, but you know what? He's handicapable.
Mm.
He got shot in the fucking dome.
Hmm.
You didn't know that?
Did not know that.
Yeah, he ran the family grocery store in a pretty rough area of Dallas.
Okay.
And one day, the shit went down and they were robbed.
Yeah.
It happened a few times, but this time they decided to shoot him in the back of the head, gangland execution style. And the bullet traveled through his head and came out his eye, did some nerve damage to the eye.
Mm-hmm.
And now they had to put like a little gold weight in his eyelid to hold that eyelid down or up or whatever. But he has a piece of gold in his eye now because, well, that's what you did. You know, back there was a time in American medicine where we weren't sure what to do with it. We would just gold plate it. We thought that would make it better.
Right.
I got this bad tooth. Put some fucking gold on that motherfucker. You know, whatever. Well, they did that with his eye.
Uh-huh.
And we call him GoldenEye now, like that Nintendo 64 James Bond game.
Yeah.
And he's still with us.
That's an amazing story that I was not aware of.
Did you hear about the time he beat a bitch with a tuna can?
Any store?
Yeah. So this lady shows up.
Yeah.
And she's high. She's on PCP or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been one of those drug fueled deals where, you know, you are superhuman. So she starts like picking him up, airplane spinning him around, throwing him into because they had bars on the windows. I told you it's kind of a rough area.
Yeah.
He's like ramming his head into all of this, and he's just taking it like he's enhancement talent. He's George South in a Road Warrior match or something. Because, you know, the customer's always right and all that, even if they're beating his ass.
Right.
So then he eventually has enough, as a man could do. He grabs a headlock and realizes he's in the Bumblebee tuna aisle. And he grabbed a can of Bumblebee tuna fish and he beat that bitch in the face with it. And eventually they were separated. But yeah, old Pondwater Dave, he's not. Oh man, do you see the speed and velocity at which Bret Hart hit that turnbuckle?
Yeah.
My God, how did he not break his sternum?
I know. Bret was on Shawn Michaels the same way, you know? He hit everything in the ring fast with speed.
That was unbelievable. That was so realistic. It was more realistic than even Pondwater Dave living through a gunshot wound in the head or beating a bitch in the face with a can of tuna.
Mm-hmm. Or getting in a fight with a goose.
He don't do that.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a crackhead strung out on PCP and you got freaky human strength, give him a can of tuna and we're all set.
Mm-hmm.
You got a gun and you want to shoot him in the head, he ain't scared. But even he knows, Conrad, don't fuck with that goose over there.
It's amazing. Newfound respect for Pondwater Dave.
Yeah.
One of our good guys, one of the great guys. And did they ever find the guy that shot him?
Yeah, they did.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
See, here's what I think they should do to people like that. They should just shoot their dick off.
Pondwater should have his own dick shot off.
No, the guy who shot Pondwater Dave should have his dick shot off.
I was going to say, you could shoot Pondwater's dick off with a BB gun. Wouldn't take much. You could just kind of flick it in his gun.
That's the good news. If you try to shoot my dick off, you'd miss.
I had a little party at the Conradison earlier this year as a costume party.
Do I need to hear this story?
Well, it was about Pondwater Dave pulling his wiener out in a group of guys.
Really?
Yeah. Every now and again, I think it's funny to say, "Hey, man, let's see that rascal." And I've said that at least 1,000 times, maybe 10,000 times in my life. And do you know how many times it's happened ever? Twice. Once with Pondwater Dave and once with Corey Ryan Forrester.
Oh my God.
The gist is my hillbilly friends ain't got no sense. I didn't really mean I wanted to see your ween.
Right.
It was a joke. Well, Pondwater showed it off. And we were all like, we've had too much alcohol. That should not have happened.
Right.
That was a joke. And the next day, nothing happened, and asked Matt Coon sitting on the back patio smoking a cig because that's what he needs. And he goes, Pondwater has a lovely wife who loves him,
Mm-hmm.
is a better person than him,
Mm-hmm.
and takes great care of him.
Right.
Pondwater has a job that he loves, that he excels at. He's the top in his field, which is a fact. Pondwater has a beautiful home, has a room dedicated to his collection and fandom, more friends than he can count, and enough grandkids for every finger in toe. What a charmed life he's had. And I said, yeah. He goes, what's a guy like that need with a big old dick? How much does one man really need? And I just thought, boy, that's really insightful, Matt. And you found a way to turn a negative into a positive.
Yeah.
Let's not count the have-nots. We know having a big old hog ain't in Pondwater's future. Even having a above average hog, or maybe an average hog, or maybe even a slightly below average hog. Pondwater don't need none of that. Pondwater, just rock that thimble, baby. Rock that thimble.
You ever stop to think of the group of idiots you surround yourself with?
Yeah, they're my best friends, and it makes my life fun.
I guess. I mean, let's do a roster count here, okay?
All right.
Corey Ryan Forster.
Tremendous. Big time star. People don't know it yet, but they will.
Yeah, I don't know it either. Matt Kuhn.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I like Matt.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can be critical of Matt.
Uh-huh.
I get why you would be critical of Corey, because Corey puts himself out there as a goof. Matt takes himself a little too seriously at times.
Yeah.
But there's nothing funny about Matt Kuhn.
No.
The fact that he teaches kids to lip sync and breaks my recliners and kills my dog. And when you die in front of him, says, "You're breathing, Tony. You're fine." I mean,
how about Bret doing the job here?
Well, it's an international show.
Yeah. Got it. So let a guy from Montreal beat you. And then of course Pondwater Dave is a good guy, but they're all like, it's like, and then you add Shuley to the mix. What the hell?
I do have a pretty cool group of friends.
Oh, man.
They're interesting. Now take a listen to what we're doing here.
You can be sure that Coliseum Video
I think it's a Hulk Hogan plug.
So when Hulk Hogan traveled to Brussels to promote his smash movie No Holds Barred, you can bet that Coliseum Video cameras were right there to record his every move, exclusively for you, the fans.
Yes, and I was
Cameras
producing this.
certainly were there as we look at a poster on display in this Belgium cinema for the Hulkster's movie No Holds Barred. The world's media, who were also present, wanted Hulk Hogan to display his tremendous physical attributes for their cameramen. And shortly the Hulkster had them applauding in breathless wonder. There's absolutely no one like Hulk Hogan. As a tribute to this great man, the normally hard-bitten press corps who had come to record this important event broke with all tradition to ask this superstar for his autograph. Again, he did not disappoint them. Out on the sidewalk, Hulk enjoys a little fun. Let's go to Paris. You know, Hulk Hogan is having just one heck of a time here in Brussels, Belgium. The people here, they absolutely love Hulk Hogan. They're Hulkamaniacs. They love.
I was going to say that looks like a shot on a green screen, but you get hair to move and there's a little wind noise in the mic.
Yeah, that just shows you how well lit he was, because they had a lot of light. We had a lot of lights on him. And so at the beginning, it does look like a green screen, but we really were there.
You hear the wind in the mic.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you'll enjoy that. However, before we make any of those trips, now let us go to the Arc de Triomphe. The Arc de Triomphe was built by Napoleon to celebrate his numerous victories.
This is on a wrestling tape, boys and girls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I would have loved if Jim Crockett Promotions would have done this.
Yeah,
they had a little stop on the side of the road, and it was Dusty Rhodes going, "Now this is the world's biggest ball of rubber bands, y'all."
Republic. This needle-like column is a memorial from Napoleon Bonaparte's battles in Egypt. Across this imposing plaza, we can see the fine.
How shaky is that being shot from a car?
Yeah, right. You know what? Alfred knew all this.
Of course he does.
This is how a man of the world he was. He wrote all this copy, and but he knew this. Just so intelligent. There it is. It caught fire not too long ago.
Tower, the legendary but mythological Quasimodo was supposed to have set up his residence. Ah, this is my favorite place in all of Paris, the Opera House. It's also a wonderful meeting place for tourists. And now a long, lingering look at its incredible masonry before we go to my city of birth, dear old London town. And that angel with golden wings hovers over Queen Victoria's memorial statue, which stands so elegantly in front of Buckingham Palace. And there quite unmistakably are some London taxis.
Well, I was hoping y'all were going to do a little bit of this near the Nassau Coliseum. We didn't see not one thing. Next up, as our Jimmy Hart Appreciation Night continues, it's going to be the Rockers versus the Fabulous Rougeaus. Think about that, dude. I just want to recap what we've seen so far. Match 1, Jimmy Snuka and Boris Zhukov with Jimmy Hart. Match 2, Jimmy Snuka versus Honky Tonk Man with Jimmy Hart. Match 3, Bret Hart versus Dino Bravo with Jimmy Hart. Match 4, the Rockers versus the Fabulous Rougeaus with Jimmy Hart. Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, it just goes to show you two things. Number one, this is
the river entrance to Traitors Gate, leading to the Tower of London.
Tower of London.
These traitors were brought here to meet their grisly fate, the Axeman.
Cut off their head.
Bridge. Romans and then Vikings fought ancient Britons along these banks, and now this ancient Brit sends you back to Sean Mooney.
Well, next up on our WWF World Tour is our manager's profile. This time we focus on a manager who is certainly the most vocal supporter of WWF superstars, Rhythm and Blues, Dino Bravo,
or Jimmy Hart.
Disaster, the Earthquake. He's a man whose loud clothing speaks for itself. The man behind the megaphone, the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. You know, they say when you're on top, you gotta let it rock, baby. Look at this gold album, 1 million sales, Honky Tonk Records, baby, backed up by the Honky-ettes, and yours truly, mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. That's right, Daddy. When you're on top, you gotta let it rock. Bushwhackers, are you ever gonna learn the lesson, man? You know, every time we turn around, it's the Bushwhackers. You know, I guess they want to be singers. They want to be rock and rollers like Honky Tonk Man and Greg the Pelvis Valentine, who I call Rhythm and Blues. You know, every time we have a concert, all of a sudden, somebody's trying to sneak in without paying the price. Well, that's you, Bushwhackers. In WrestleMania 6, what did the Bushwhackers try to do? They came around ringside and selling T-shirts and programs like a couple of vendors, man. That's a no-no, because before this little thing's over with, you're going to be doing that permanently, because you ain't going to be in professional wrestling anymore. You tear up our guitars, you try to make a fool of Honky Tonk Man and Greg the Pelvis Valentine. Like I said, baby, when you're on top, you let it rock. We don't just get mad, Bushwhackers. We get even, baby. And now, he's big, he's bad. I call him Earthquake. 461 pounds. He is 6'6". Now, you know Hulk Hogan. A lot of people think Hulk Hogan is the greatest of all time. Well, baby, the whole world saw what we did to you, Hulk Hogan. Hey, we know you were hurt going into WrestleMania. I know it. You know it. The people know it. But you just don't want to admit it. So you know what we're going to have to do to Hulk Hogan? I'll tell you what we're going to have to do, big boy. We're going to have to make an example after you, man. We're going to have to make sure that the whole world knows that the Earthquake is going to put you out of professional wrestling forever. Because, you see, we're going to put the national disaster on you and have you put on a stretcher, man. That's right. We're going to have you stretchered, Hulk Hogan. And once and for all, everybody will know who is the greatest of all time. It is the Earthquake.
Well, now, and you're proud of this?
No.
You thought this was, oh man, let's get the fans to spend $89 on this.
No, I'm not proud of it. But you know what I am proud of?
Geico.
Yes, you could switch today and see all the ways you could save with great rates and discounts. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com to get a rate quote.
That's fantastic, Tony.
Thank you very much.
Your segue machine.
Yeah,
look at this presentation here. Now this looks awesome. This one,
this is Paris, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it is because the tube. Yeah, the tube.
That dude.
Very nice. Not that one.
No, I spoke to the one who was leading up before.
Chuck and Ramon, the Rougeaus.
Tag team action. Here comes France.
So there you hear Gorilla and Lord Alfred on the
Yeah.
commentary. This is from October 13th, 1989.
Yeah.
It's interesting because it's filmed October 13th, 1989, but what we just heard Jimmy Hart referencing was the angle from WrestleMania 6. So it just goes to show you, you know, those were 6 months apart. And that's when we're seeing this match.
Huh.
Different era, different time.
Yeah.
How about the Rougeau brothers theme music?
Yeah.
You don't like it?
I didn't really pick up on it right there.
Oh, let me play it right here because I think you're
Okay.
gonna love it.
Okay.
One of my favorites.
World Wrestling Federation.
Oh, there.
Okay.
Force in sports entertainment.
Tell all the girls the Rougeau's on their way. Follow pretty boys, we're not a musclehead. We hate the long hair, but we like the birthday look instead. We're all American boys. All American boys. We're all American boys. All American boys.
Dude, how great is that?
I remember that now.
I mean, like, I think you and I,
Mhm.
if we ever do a live show again, if you'll ever leave the fucking house again,
Yeah.
we should get those little American flags and come out to all American boys.
Mm.
You don't like that idea?
I love it. I don't like the idea of you and I doing live shows anymore, but I love coming out to the music. You know, I got a surprise for you,
Uh-oh.
and I can announce this now because and you have to be a subscriber to WHW Monday.
Okay. I am. I'm there.
Okay. All right. So the first bonus episode,
Mm-hmm.
bonus episode number 1 of Patreon
For the month of September.
for the month of September. That's right.
Yes.
And it was a bonus episode that was suggested to us by Devin Wheaton,
Okay.
DJ Turn It Up, Grandmasters of Wrestling. Just for this one time, and because Devin Wheaton has begged for it, if you listen to that show,
Yeah.
Tony Reed's rap.
What?
Yep.
I can't believe he did it without me. Feeling
Mhm.
hurt.
It was
What? Remember the name of the song?
yep, Baby Blue by Action Bronson.
Oh, okay.
Who, by the way,
Hell of a guy out here.
hell of a guy, is cool as fuck. But if you go back and you watch that match for a guy who's never wrestled, he did a hell of I thought he was great in the ring. I thought he did didn't do much. He didn't try to do things that he couldn't do. So I was very happy with that match.
Yeah.
I really was. You know, sometimes you get these celebrities and you get them involved in match and you go, eh. But that was good. That was very, very, I thought that match really came across very well.
Couple of
good-
lines from that song that you read, which
Yeah.
are kind of fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
I hope your dreams dry like raisins baking in the sun. I hope your
Mhm.
titties all saggy in your early 20s.
That's hoping for the worst, isn't it?
In your early 20s.
I know. Oh, and I watched the video of that, and I did the chorus, and then I did the first couple, and then I did the chorus again, and that was it. I didn't do the whole song, but I did it for DJ Turn Up because that's what he wanted. So there you go. And he's been a long time supporter of ours.
Roll Tide.
Yep. So there you go. So
By
if
the
you want to
way,
hear,
After
Wanna
this match, I want to mention we got Ultimate Warrior and $1 Million Man in Japan. But anyway, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no, I was getting ready to say. So if you want to hear Tony does rap for the final time.
What? No.
Oh, yes.
I mean, listen, the last time's got to be with me. One time ever's a long time, Tony. Ever.
Okay. Yeah, I'm an exec now. Okay, I'm an exec. I can't do rap. Okay, I may be able to do the Eagles or 38 Special, but not rap. I can't do that.
So you can't say bad words?
Fuck no, man. What do you think? What are you talking about? I got a great job now.
I wanted you to.
I'm sure glad when Thursdays come, but I got a great job now.
I think we're all glad when Thursdays come. It means we're almost to Friday.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm reading a lot about Antonio Inoki, as the world is really celebrating his life. And
sure.
Our great friend, if you don't follow this guy, you should. It's Alan, ALLAN _ cheap shot on Twitter. And I know you hate Twitter, but Alan is a solid follow, friend of the show. He's been filling up great references, moments in pop culture and in wrestling history, all about Inoki. He's just been loading it up over the weekend. And
oh, good.
He had a thing that said the opening ceremony of the MMA event Jungle Fight in Brazil, Antonio Inoki decided to swim across the Amazon River to arrive at the venue in an interesting way. What he didn't realize was that the section of the river was filled with crocodiles and piranhas. Inoki thought the locals shouting at him to stop and get out of the river were cheering him on because he didn't understand their language. He arrived on the other side and continued with the opening celebrations. And Inoki insisted that all the fighters involved in Jungle Fight planted a tree in order to reverse the deforestation in the Amazon. I just think that's like the manliest, coolest shit ever, because we got a shot of him diving headfirst off of a boat in, a Speedo swimsuit, having no idea it's filled with crocodiles and piranhas.
Wow. That's some research right there, brother.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Pretty freaking cool. Look at a young Shawn Michaels, would you?
Yeah, you didn't get to see much Shawn Michaels in his single stuff. You knew him as a tag team wrestler when you were there, right?
He and Marty, that's what I knew him as. I didn't see any of the great Shawn Michaels that we've come to know.
What's your boy Adam Cole think of Shawn Michaels?
I've never asked Adam what he thought of Shawn Michaels. I would think that he thinks a lot of him since, they work NXT together, right?
You would think.
Yeah.
I mean, you work with a lot of people right now you don't care for. I know before we clicked record, you had your weekly bitch session and just said, I got a lot of things to say about you, motherfucker. I mean, you went into full George Costanza's dad mode.
Yeah.
Just went down, I think, in alphabetical order and shit on everyone.
No, you got that mixed up with like Corey Ryan Forster, Shuley.
No. They don't know anybody in AEW. You were specifically motherfucking people alphabetically. You know how you do every time we click record, or right before we click record.
Go to lowestrules.com, if you will, this year. And of course, we are donating all of our proceeds to St. Jude's.
Yep.
And you can get a shirt, probably in many different sizes.
Up to 5XL.
That says, you a lie.
You a lie. Yeah. Now, wait, was that?
And wear that the next time you see Conrad.
Is that
You know what? Damn it. I'm coming to Huntsville.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
No, you're not.
I'm going to come to Huntsville and hang out with you guys.
I don't believe that.
Not going to drink, not going to chew gummies. I'm just coming to Huntsville. Hang out with you guys.
Let me tell you why he's coming over, boys and girls. You ready for this? He's coming over here to flex nuts. That's what you're coming here for.
Well, because I'm an exec now?
No, because you got that sweet new ride. I don't know that we're allowed to talk about it, but you can't hide money. Ladies and gentlemen, over the course of the last several weeks, Tony Schiavone became the proud owner of a brand new Rolls-Royce truck. So congratulations. Can't hide money.
A Rolls-Royce truck. No, I've been thinking about coming over even.
Wait, so you're just going to move over that? You didn't get a Rolls-Royce truck?
I didn't get a Rolls-Royce truck.
Oh, it was the Bentley truck.
It wasn't a Bentley truck.
Oh, it was a Mercedes truck.
No.
Oh, it was a BMW truck.
No.
Oh, it was a Range Rover.
Yes. Okay, so
Can't
anyway,
hide money. I bet you got it because the bitches like it, huh?
Yeah.
Bitches like Land Rovers.
Yeah. I hate to say this. Okay. Bitches like Land Rovers.
They do. It's
Well,
every girl's dream car.
Yeah.
Every
really?
girl's dream car, Tony, is a Range Rover or a G-Wagon.
It wasn't a bitch.
You have a girl in your life that you're
Yeah.
sweet on. Let
Yeah.
me assure you, if she made a list of her 3 favorite cars, 2 of the 3, I don't know what the third one is, but I know 2 of the 3 are Range Rover and a G-Wagon. And what I'm telling you is, Lois Schiavone, if you're listening, you better look out. Tony Schiavone has got bitch bait on him now. It's all over him. He's eat up with it.
Bitch bait.
Bitch bait.
Got to write that term down. It's a hell of a term.
Yeah. So anyway, what color is your Sweetney ride?
It's red.
Oh, because you're an Alabama fan. Closeted Alabama fan.
No, I didn't say fucking crimson.
What color is the gut?
I said red.
What color is the gut meat?
The gut meat?
The inside of the car?
Oh, gut meat. It's black.
Oh, yeah, it is.
So I hate to say this.
Uh-oh.
But
go ahead.
I really have a lot of fun with Shuley.
He's fantastic.
Yeah, isn't he?
I don't know why you would hate to say you don't like Jewish people.
No, I don't like people that are under 2'1".
Oh, I got you.
And he's, I mean, you have to put him on the, you have to set him up on the table so you can see his head at dinner.
Tony, you say that says someone whose feet dangle. You're in a chair right now and your feet aren't touching the ground. You're swinging them back and forth.
Well, that's why we can knock on them. So there you go.
Yeah, I get it. So it's like me making fat guy jokes.
Right.
I can do it. I get it.
It's like me making serious, hardworking, intelligent guy jokes.
Or about having a little dick and not getting laid.
That too.
Now, here's the thing. I'll tell you this. A lot of little dick guys got a Land Rover, changed their fortune. It is maybe the official little dick car. Or that new Hummer.
A Hummer now. I don't know. I don't know why anyone would get a Hummer. Hey, we are
talking over a pretty good match here.
Yes, talking bullshit over some. I mean, I was, as we're talking here, great shot. Shawn Michaels took one hell of a back body drop. I mean, it was like way up in the air. Great heel shit. Look at this, man. Rougeau's were great heels.
Yeah, man.
So Alfred and I were backstage while this was going on, not really watching anything, just talking to the guys. And we had some great dinners. When this show was over, I think it was the very next day, Alfred says, we need to go down the Champs-Élysées and have breakfast before we leave. And we did. We walked down it and had breakfast at a cafe outside. It was like, for a redneck from Virginia who had just been working for Jim Crockett Promotions.
Crazy, isn't it?
It is. And here I'm sitting with Lord Alfred Hayes, who knows everything, knows everything about everything, and is such a great conversationalist. And I mean, we're drinking out of these little cups, right? And we're just, I'm thinking, wow.
Look at me now.
Yeah.
Hey, do you think Lord Alfred, do you think his tips would touch? Like when Bruce called him whale rope,
Mm-hmm.
do you think that means his tips don't touch?
Tips don't touch.
Like on, his fingers?
I don't know.
Because I think a whale rope would be so thick, I don't think my fingers would touch.
Oh, I got you. I see what you're saying. You had to really explain that. I don't know. Look at this great heel shit going on here.
Yeah, old school. Cut the ring in half. Oh, look. Here's a chance.
Disqualified. Did you see that? You're
Setting up the hot tag. Here we go.
And Jacques just about knocked Raven out. Now the tag is made.
They got their signals mixed up, and that was just enough for Sean to make that tag.
Party's in and going crazy. It's a house of fire. He's exploding. Irish Whippet, look out. Downstairs in the breadline, water needle.
Tremendous.
Oh, they got the tunnel. Got him by the tie. Got that little pipsqueak. Artis Whip once again. Look at, he's down there hiding.
Well, I don't think he wants to be called again.
Again.
This rap.
I love Gorilla Monsoon on commentary.
Hey, my second favorite play-by-play guy of all time.
Really?
JR's the first, by far. Gorilla Monsoon's number 2 to me.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I put him ahead of, in my fandom, I think Bob Cottle will be number 3. But I just love Gorilla Monsoon. To me, Gorilla Monsoon's voice meant big time. Right?
Yeah.
To me, it meant WrestleMania. It did. Just, and I say a lot of that because he was such a great man. He really was.
Hey, as I'm going further and further down the rabbit hole this morning, as we see an excellent pile driver by Shawn Michaels, who's then going to pull Marty Jannetty on top, and the ref turns around, and there it is.
Yeah.
Rockers get the win.
They fuck over the heels. That's how you do it, right, brother?
Look at the crowd. Look at the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Hulk Hogan's most watched match. You want to guess? And there's been a lot of big ones. You know, when he dropped the title to Goldberg on Nitro, when he dropped the title to Luger on Nitro, when he had that famous match on NBC with Andre the Giant.
Right.
The main event, the old evil twin referee. What do you think the most? I'm not saying it's one of those. I'm just saying there's been a lot. Most watched ever. What do you think?
Would it be something against the Macho Man?
Inoki in the 83 IWGP tournament. 36 million people.
Whoa, really?
36 million. Look at this shit here, dude. Now this is special. Part of this tape has been corny. Those first 2 matches being from New York really turned me off. But the presentation and look and feel of Bret Hart versus Dino was outstanding in London. Then we just got that really fun look in Paris. But this one in Japan, I think this is from the SWS show just a couple of weeks after WrestleMania 6. So it would have been April of 90. Most of these, by the way, you know, you notice they're talking about August, September, October of 89, but this is April of 90. We're about to see the Ultimate Warrior come in here, and I want to track it because this is going to be special in Japan. $1 Million Man looks fantastic here with the $1 Million Belt.
Oh, yeah. It's a great look.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Look
Whoa.
at the shot. Dude, I'm such a belt nerd. I knew he had the white belt on. You know, just a couple of weeks after he won the belt from Hogan, he's already got a different leather strap on it. I don't think it's dual plated anymore. I think it's all solid gold now, which is a major change for the Winged Eagle. And it's on a white strap. And he had 2 with white straps. One had a red backing. Let's see if we can tell when he takes it off which is which here. But man, the Ultimate Warrior was the top star here, having beat Hulk Hogan, something people didn't think would happen at a WrestleMania, and it happened. And now here we go. Hot start with $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. It's like a black backing on that one.
Yeah. You know what this tells me?
What?
This tells me that I produced and shot a lot of stuff for this videotape, but I didn't put it together.
Oh, because you wouldn't have put this on there? Or you didn't?
No.
You were gone.
Yeah, I was gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I shot all the stuff with Alfred, and
this is why I thought this would have been your last one, because I knew this match was on it.
You know what? It could have been. It absolutely could have been. I don't remember. I thought WrestleMania 6 was my last one, but this could have been my last one.
I mean, this is just 2 weeks after, so it's not like.
Yeah, right.
By the way, Baby came to see me.
Baby.
Yeah, my dog, a little dog.
Oh, yeah, Baby.
Baby came to see me.
Oh, good for Baby. What a sweet little girl.
That's her mama's dog right there.
Mm.
Jader's my girl, as you know.
Yeah, absolutely. You know why? You know what? There's so many things to like about Ted DiBiase.
Well, except for modern news, but yeah.
Yeah, except for modern news. Okay, I got it. But Ted DiBiase wrestling.
The
$1
in-ring
Million Man
performer, yeah.
gimmick. It looked good. He looked the part. He was a great wrestler. I get that. All right. But it also reminds me of saving money.
With Geico, because buddy, you can bundle and save. You got some homeowners insurance, no problem. Some RV insurance, some car insurance, some motorcycle insurance. Maybe you got a poodle and a bug. Maybe you got a baby and a bug. Bundle them all at geico.com. Yeah. Lick right into the microphone, just like Ric Flair does. Remember when he ate kimchi on the air, baby? Do you remember?
Yeah.
You weren't there. You weren't even born yet.
I thought he was eating kimchi on one of your podcasts.
He did, but that was in 2015, and baby was born in 2018.
Okay.
Baby is here because of Medusa. Do you know about that?
Yikes.
Medusa brought her dog to the very first Starcast, Daisy. She was a little poodle just like this. And my wife saw that dog and said, "Oh my God." And 2 weeks later, less than that, my wife sent me a selfie of her driving with this dog behind her neck.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't know baby was coming.
There you go. Hey, baby. If you're looking on video, it's in Conrad's lap. As you can see, the bug is like wiped out here. But
come here, Ginger.
He's a good boy.
Baby got a little camera time. You can too. Come here.
Those are the only two dogs you guys still have at the house?
Yeah. There's Ginger.
Hey, Ginger.
Hey, Ginger. Look here, Ginger.
Hey,
there you go.
Ginger.
Look at that guy.
Ginger. Yeah, nothing like a dog, man.
No, the best.
Yeah, absolute best. We looked at adopting another one, but it didn't work out. So we'd like to get a little beagle.
Why do you want a beagle?
Oh, because beagles are cool. Floppy-eared beagle, hound dog, howling to the moon, stuff like that. Hey, if I had my way,
yeah.
If I think I've told you this before, if I would have won, if I win the lottery, I'd like have won that $1 billion lottery, or I don't even know if still it's 300 million. The first thing I would do with my money would be to buy a big plot of land, almost like a farm.
Yeah.
And just build places for dogs, homeless dogs to live. Just take care of them. Place to run around, kennels for them, have a vet on staff. Any dog you want to come in, sure. Let's build more land. That's what I would do.
Sounds like more bitch bait.
You really think that I do everything that I do because I want the bitches? You're wrong.
That's not. I'm not wrong.
Yeah, you are wrong.
You used to go out and recreate Lady and the Tramp scenes and all the Disney classics. I don't want to hear that.
Recreate this.
Hey, can I encourage you to do something today? Are you friendly? I mean, I know you guys used to have big heat, but as far as I can tell, you're pretty friendly with Mick Foley these days, right?
Oh yeah. Mick and I are cool.
He just dropped a music video.
Okay.
Last week called Mr. In Your House.
Yeah. Okay.
And he referred to himself not as Mr. WrestleMania, just Mr. In Your House. And his tagline is, "Nobody came through more when it mattered less." I was Mr. In Your House.
I think he said that during the Armongo thing, didn't he?
Yes.
Yes.
And the music video he did for it is fantastic. The music video. Now, I just want you to hear the audio for just a minute. Here's the audio. It's all original.
I'm glad you're here. The dude has a tale to tell you about a cat who tried his best. Although true when it mattered less.
Wow.
Your house, in your house,
In your house.
your house, in your house.
That's cool, man.
It's catchy. The video
Yeah.
is fantastic. You
Right.
will love it. Check it out on your YouTube, Mr. In Your House official music video. It's on the Foley is Pod channel. Fantastic. I mean, you're going to love it. Oh my gosh, look at this goof.
They love the World Wrestling Federation in London as the honky tonk man makes his way to the ring.
I love that camera shot following behind him, dude. It just never gets old.
Look at this shot, man. When they get down to the bottom.
To the floor, it's the best part.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, unbelievably, after being treated to Ted DiBiase and the Ultimate Warrior, 6 minutes and 12 seconds. Fast.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, Honky Tonk Man with Jimmy Hart.
Again.
Jimmy got one match off here.
Yeah.
To go ahead and take on King Jim Duggan. This is from London.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yep.
No
The
guitar.
London Arena. No guitar again.
Oh, I bet you he will. Oh yeah, why not? Oh yeah, so you like this, don't you? Because I think it's a very good voice. Why don't you sing along with him then? Go ahead. Oh. Now, wait till you hear this crowd.
So here comes King Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yeah.
What do you think about Duggan as the King?
I
like
thought it was goofy enough to be great.
I agree.
Yeah. I don't think we need more goofy shit in wrestling, don't you think? I mean, look at this. This is fucking goofy.
Yes.
A 2x4, a flag, a cape, and a crown. And his tongue sticking out of his head as he walks down.
Yeah, I like it when it's more, realistic. I like shit like Orange Cassidy and Danhausen.
Yeah. Yeah. And Luigi, the pizza guy.
Man. I know every time I turn on TV to watch wrestling, I'm hoping somebody's throwing dough or falling in mimosas or doing baby kicks or throwing curses.
I love it. I think there's room for that in wrestling.
I love it so much. I know it sounds like I'm shitting,
Mm-hmm.
but dude, some of the nicest guys ever, and they found a way to have an entertaining character. And
Right.
in an era where there's so much emphasis on the in-ring work and the razzle dazzle hot spots and the fantastic, hey, if I do this move, it'll get a gif. Look at how over Orange Cassidy got,
Mm-hmm.
hands in his pockets and doing little baby kicks, and how over Danhausen got with doing curses.
Right.
And you and I talked off the air about some crazy daredevil stuff that we've seen in wrestling in recent years. Those guys have the capacity to do some of that, but their character work is what's resonated most of all. And I just think when we look back at the crazy iconic characters from over the years, when we think about Ric Flair, we think about he had great matches, but we always talk about the promos and the vignettes and the skit.
Right.
Look at Hulk Hogan, man. It was all about that. And the Ultimate Warrior, what we just saw, and the Macho Man, and the characters that resonate more so than the moves or the matches.
That is how you get over, dudes.
Yeah.
What? Listen. How do you think those kids got over?
Yeah.
How do you think the Acclaimed went from being just another one of our mid-range tag teams to now the World Tag Team Champions and fans buying their shit? Because Scissor Me Daddy.
Yes.
Right?
Huge.
I mean, as we're recording this last night on Rampage, the fans were singing to them. Scissor Me Daddy or whatever it was. It was spectacular. Just, a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people do not understand. By the way, one thing that I've always understood is how to get a great deal.
Come on now. Give
Yeah.
me some of that Geico, daddy. Geico
That's-
me, daddy.
That's right. And when it comes to great rates on insurance for all the things in my life, Geico is the one that can help. Go to geico.com to get a rate quote or contact your local agent and get started seeing how much you could save.
You ever had Geico in your tank?
A Geico on the taint?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I recommend it.
Okay.
I'm telling you, even if it taint car insurance and it taint homeowners insurance, Geico can insure it.
I love it.
They're gonna everywhere. Everything.
Seriously, we appreciate Geico. They've been with us for quite a while.
100%.
We really do.
And we're trying to find a way, to get this Geico takeover in a funny way.
Yep.
Like when they took over your tank.
Oh God. I'm
I'm
gonna come see you, and I'm gonna bring Lois's car just to be a smartass.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm telling you this, if you bring that, is the plastic off the car yet?
The plastic.
When it comes from the factory, it's covered in plastic, and the first owner sometimes peels some of the plastic off. You still got some of those on there?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I'm pulling them all off as soon as I see it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to say, Tony, you got to drive fast. Take me to the bottom of the hills fast so we can get there. Let's go fast. Have you hit 100 miles an hour in it yet?
I've driven since you and I have been talking. I've driven it 7 miles. 7.
When did you get this motherfucker?
I got it yesterday
Oh shit!
as we're recording.
So you bought it yesterday and drove it home.
Drove it home and that's it. Yeah.
Oh
That's all
man!
done.
So you got to put some miles on this rascal.
Yeah, sure do. But I'd like to come see you because Lois is healing quite nicely. She had her shoulder replacement surgery. She's out of her sling. She's really
How does she feel physically.
she's feeling okay. She's doing very well.
Not pain free, but less pain.
Yeah, the shoulder's not bothering. It's her knees and her back that are bothering her now, but her shoulder's doing great.
She getting new knees and back next.
She go get new knees next, I think.
Well, if I was her, I would demand it. Like, God damn it, you got a new car, I can get new knees.
Mm-hmm. Well, I did get her a new washing machine and dryer.
Tony, that's not something you should have said out loud. That should have been an inside voice, Yeah, got me a new Range Rover, bitch baked. Everybody knows. Got the old lady a new shoulder and a washer and dryer. The old Craigsville, Virginia special.
Listen, she has, and she got it last year. She has top of the line. Top of the line.
The best sewing machine they make.
The best they make. And the best serger they make, which is another type of sewing machine. She's got 2 of them. She can literally make anything. She can embroidery. I mean, she's got.
What has she made for you? Because it ain't the clothes you wear on TV.
Nothing.
She's made you nothing.
But she's made Christmas presents for low-key big hogs.
And baby clothes for kids, I'm sure.
Yeah, right.
I mean, let's tell the truth. She got this so she could make baby clothes.
Yeah, and make baby blankets and quilts and things like that. Yeah.
Shit for the grandkids.
That's right, but not
Grandma
shit.
made this. Yeah, not fuck all for you.
Not fuck all for daddy, right?
You should just ask her for an old 2-hander. I'm serious. I would ask. I'd say, honey, Conrad, he's helped me in so many ways. And he brought it to my attention that now that I have a Range Rover, I deserve an old fashioned 2-hander.
Oh, Lord of mercy.
And he says, if you won't do it, thanks to my new car, I got the bait where I can outsource it. Now, whether or not I start outsourcing 2-handers is up to you, darling.
Outsource.
Tony Schwanny's down, boys.
That is one of the most creative ways I've ever heard. Outsourcing 2-handers.
Well,
It's just going to be a shirt.
Yeah, why not? It's a shirt over at lowestrules.com.
That's right.
Outsourcing. Don't make me outsource it. And I need to know a good old fashioned two-hander. 2 shirts available now over at lowestrules.com. And of course, yes, it is a terrible shirt idea, but it is for a great cause. We donate 100% of the proceeds to St. Jude's. Tony Schiavone doesn't see a nickel. I don't see a nickel. We just go buy our brand new stickered up Range Rovers out of our straight cash money. It has nothing to do with these t-shirts. All of that goes to help families in need over at St. Jude's. We really believe in it. And Tony, on the mortgage company side, we donated over $1 million to St. Jude's last year. So we're just keeping it going with our t-shirt sales.
Tremendous.
Might come in a little short of that $1 million mark, but hey, every little bit helps. And it goes to a great, great cause. So check it out. Lowestrules.com. 100% of that goes directly to St. Jude's.
That is tremendous. And yes, we do have some very, very silly t-shirts there. But
yeah.
You know what? That's
silly dumb shit. But that's what we're about.
That's what we're about. Silly dumb shit. I don't know how many people have told us, here's a cover one. So many people have told us that, you brighten up my week. You brighten up my day. You've meant a lot to me because of, I've had some down parts of my life, some bad things happen, and you and Conrad, really brighten us up. And I don't know how many people have said, I've had to pull the car over because I've been laughing so hard. I've heard that a lot. So I'm glad we can entertain you because that's what we're about. I thought I saw the Prince Charles in the stands there. He's now King Charles. You ever watch The Crown on Netflix?
No, you told me about it, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's really good.
I've heard a lot of really good stuff about it too.
Yeah, there's a lot of good TV shows out there that.
So many, dude.
Yeah, you just can't
see them all anymore.
No, it's like restaurants in New York City.
Well, here's the thing, man. Yeah, I could go watch the new latest and greatest highly reviewed thing, or that new Marilyn Monroe documentary, or that new Sidney Poitier documentary.
Yep.
But I got to watch Honky Tonk Man versus Hacksaw.
Well, first things first, right?
Got our priorities together.
That's King Hacksaw. Get that right.
Yeah, and I bet if you're king and you start running around town with that crown on, you can get a two-hander. Don't you think?
If not, you can always outsource it.
Yes. A lot of outsourcing going on in the WWF in the 90s.
I wouldn't know anything about that, but I can ask you this. Watch out. This has got to be at 1, 2, 3.
And coming up, our main event, boys and girls, we're finally here.
Mm-hmm.
A WWF championship match. I know you just saw Hulk Hogan with the championship, but still, it's the final match of the tape from the Paris, France show.
Mm-hmm.
It's originally shown on Canal Plus.
Mm-hmm.
It's Hulk Hogan with Miss Elizabeth. That's right. Hogan, managed by Elizabeth, taking on the Macho Man Randy Savage with Sensational Sherry in his corner. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, those are two of my favorite wrestlers from that era.
Yeah.
And a worthwhile main event. One
Always
of the biggest stars in the history of the world, and maybe one of the most influential in the modern era. I think Randy Savage, in hindsight, certainly Hulk Hogan captured the public at large's imagination more than anybody else. But I think as far as influence on the modern day industry, Randy Savage maybe had a bigger influence on the wrestlers we see today. I think they aim to be more like Randy Savage.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, and I'm not going to say who the wrestler was, but I was talking to a young wrestler a couple of weeks ago. The young wrestler said, can I do the interview the way I'm dressed now, or should I get fully dressed to go to the ring? And I said, let me answer that by just saying a person's name. And he said, whom? I said, the Macho Man Randy Savage. I said, when I worked with the Macho Man Randy Savage, he came to the arena. He didn't ask if he should get dressed in his gimmick or not. He just got dressed in it early, and he spent the day in it because he never knew when he was going to be asked to an interview. And that was his gimmick, and that's how he was recognized in the ring, and that's being a professional.
Yeah.
So that's what I think of. And so that's why when you say the influence that he did. He had a profound influence on many, many wrestlers. And they should look at him. And of course, not many of the guys and gals that I work with now, obviously none of them were backstage and saw Randy Savage the way I saw him. But he was dressed.
Look at him.
He was dressed out like that all day.
For him, 265, 270. I don't know, maybe they were announcing Cherry's weight. I don't know.
Yes, that is a possibility.
Look at the fireworks going off. Macho Man likes that. There'll be a lot of sparks in this one. You can bet on it.
Dude, how about the canal? It's just fun little, that tube is such a fun deal.
This is early Macho Man too.
Yeah, 1989, I think.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, this is before the hat. Remember, he wore the hat.
Oh yeah. This is classic. This is what I enjoyed.
Right. Exactly. This is Macho Man coming out with the glasses, the cape, and the hair in the back, kind of flared out.
86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91. Those are my favorite Macho Man years.
Yeah.
I think that 86 to 91 run, it's just one of the best of all time.
Yeah.
I wish he was still with us. Can you imagine how much fun he would have in the modern wrestling era?
Yeah. There's a lot of guys I think about. Obviously, I think about Dusty.
Oh man, how great would Dusty Rhodes podcast be?
My God.
Can you imagine a Bobby the Brain Heenan one?
Oh my God.
Let's hear the pop for Hulk Hogan, man. Biggest star in the world in '89.
World Wrestling Federation. 150 kilos.
300 pounds plus.
Accompanied by Mademoiselle Elizabeth.
Waiting to hear this place explode for the Hulkster. And the lovely Elizabeth.
Oh, Terry Garvin, Pat Patterson.
Absolutely right. I think she's knocked the Parisians for a twizzle here.
Let down by a couple of short, fat guys. I don't know who they were.
A couple of Frenchmen, I suppose. I don't know who they are. I don't think they're officials.
There he is. Greatest professional athlete in the world.
Couple of short, fat guys. Oh, I don't know who they are, but they're no one of distinction.
That's
Lord Alfred Hayes. I mean,
ripping on Terry Garvin and Pat Patterson.
Fantastic.
Oh.
Man, how it's so classic to see Hulk Hogan in the winged eagle here in the yellow and red. It really is just iconic. It's 80s, man. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy too is I think the reason we all enjoy this show so much, and I hope you guys do, we greatly appreciate your support on the program. It's nostalgia, man. It's like what we grew up on.
Sure.
And the idea that, watching this old stuff makes us feel like a kid again. And I know it doesn't for you because you were there, but it brings back fond memories for you because you were there and a part of all this. And man, that's for me, dude, being 9 years old, this was the greatest shit in the world, dude.
Well, it brings back great memories for me too, because it was a wonderful time in my career.
Yeah.
And when I watch this, I mean, you have many forks in the road and many paths you can take in your life. And obviously I took the right path in my life because I was able to do so many things. I was able to work for the Braves. I was able to work for the Georgia Bulldogs. I was able to, build a great family here in this house I've been in for a long time. Got my dog. This all came about because I decided to leave and go back to WCW. But if I go back and I remember that time, it was one of the greatest years of I really loved everything about it. And I sit back and I think sometimes, why the hell did I leave? Why would I leave this place, which was, so good to me? And Vince was great to me. He was. And I know Vince, there have been stories out there about how Vince had treated people like never happened to me. I never saw that.
Right.
He was great to me. And I enjoyed working with Bruce and Kevin Dunn and all those guys. So I look at back this stuff and thinking, man, I got to travel to London and Paris and Brussels and do all these things with the World Wrestling Federation at that time, and got to do a show at Madison Square Garden and at Boston Garden. Why would I leave? But then again, you make choices sometimes based on your family and not your profession.
Right.
So it was a crossroads in my life. Now to look back on it, I'm glad I did, but it's still a fond memory for me. Every time I see Hogan come out to the music, and good stuff, buddy.
I had a conversation about you with Mick Foley this week.
Oh, wow.
And he told me how much he respected the fact that you left piddly ass podunk Jim Crockett Promotions and came over and saw the machine that is WWE, recognized it was a machine, recognized it was superior, but in the end made a call not based on your own selfish career, but based on your family's needs. And he thought, man, says a lot about Tony, the man, the dad, the human being, the husband. Really, really nice stuff from a guy, especially a guy that, you buried on TV.
Oh, wow. I knew you were going to end up there. I saw that one coming. I saw that one coming all the way down to Mississippi on that one.
It was a nice thing, though. Sincerely,
I didn't bury him on TV. I helped his career. I helped his career.
You fucked yourself. You Schiavone'd it. But I'm just saying, it was really nice to hear him say. I mean, he's a family guy, as you well know.
Sure.
And I thought it was cool that he recognized that and acknowledged it. That was nice.
Yeah, Mick's one of the greats.
He really is.
I know you've gotten to know him very, very well now.
I didn't know him at all until we started working on this show. And, I had him at a couple of events, and it was professional and cordial. And he would invite me to some shows, and we'd say hi and bye, and always polite. But we never went out of our way to communicate or hang or anything like that. But he's such a delight.
Yeah.
One of the nicest guys. I mean, maybe even too nice for wrestling.
Yeah. Too nice for wrestling is a term I've heard a lot about a lot of people, or a number of people, and Mick Foley,
he's well deserving of that. Yeah. You're not too nice for wrestling.
I'm way too nice for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am an asshole. I'm aware of this.
You didn't say asshole. You said asshole.
I am. I know that.
Yeah.
But I'm your asshole.
There's Terry Garvin on the outside.
I miss Sherry.
Oh.
I never got to know her. Ric Flair tells me I would have had a blast with her.
Oh yeah, she was something else. She was, though, she was little out there. Oh, the Macho Man's got the
Good Hulk Hogan gets beat 1, 2, 3.
Well, easier said than done. Absolutely. When you're in Paris, France, then I'm going to be the new champion. And I dedicate this victory to the most beautiful woman in the world. Sensational Sherry. Well, I don't think the majority of people understood that. Otherwise, it would have got more people.
I love Lord Alfred Hayes. They didn't understand him. They don't speak the language, but he was looking for that cheap heat. But if I don't understand you, it is what it is.
Though, as much as I worked with Savage and loved him and just thought it was tremendous, every time I hear him talk now, I think of Jay Lethal.
Oh man, he does that impression so well.
Oh man, like machismo, buddy.
Jay Lethal had the time of his life doing the Ric Flair's last match stuff, but I had the time of my life working with him. What a great guy! It was a real treat to get to know him and work with him. The most professional. I know it's Brian Myers' gimmick, but Jay Lethal might actually be the most professional wrestler I've ever met.
Oh shit! Look at Sherry took that bump.
and landed on her feet just fine.
Yeah, she was very athletic. Obviously,
I got to tell you, she was a big part of my becoming a man.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Didn't have to outsource much, did you?
She can't. Well, I was taking matters into my own hands.
Right.
And SummerSlam 92, she wore a thong to the ring.
Yikes.
That was a big deal for an 11-year-old Conrad. Like, hey, what's going on there? Wait a minute, what's going on? Wait a minute. I figured out what to do though.
Oh, that's good, man.
Yeah.
It's part of your big moments in your life, Conrad. Wrestling was always there.
It really was.
Mm-hmm. Sure was.
Who was the first girl in wrestling you whacked it to?
No.
Most recent.
No.
I'll take either one. Can you imagine if you didn't have a back of the answer, but you had a most recent answer and we were canceled forever? I know the most recent one. You recently shared on the show. We just had to edit it out.
No, we did this. That's a lie.
My God, I'm joking. You take everything so seriously. Jim Ross is right. You've changed.
Oh God. I've not changed. Well,
you have. I mean, listen, you took a friend of ours to lunch and said, you're going to have to change now. No, I'm not. Yeah, you're in management. You're going to have to change. And he said, no, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Yeah. Okay, we're talking about Bischoff.
And guess what?
Yeah, it changed you.
Yeah. Changed you too.
Because you're busy. You got things to do. You can't.
Not here to fuck around. Not on Wednesday.
Exactly.
You should wear a shirt that says that on the back. I'm not here to fuck around on Wednesday.
You know what? That would be a great shirt to have backstage.
Yeah. I'm not here to fuck around on the front and then on the back, not on Wednesday. I stole that. It's actually a derivative of something that Bobby Knight said at a halftime.
Yeah.
Where they were getting beat by some piece of shit team. He should be running with them. Mm-hmm. He's just blessing out the whole locker room. You've heard some of those legendary Bobby Knight rants.
Right.
I'm not here to get my ass beat. Not on a fucking Monday. I'm going to run your ass so goddamn fucking hard in practice. But it was fun. I'm not here to fuck around. Not on a Monday. And I loved that so much that I adopted it in my sales speak when I was trying to rile up the troops occasionally. I'm not here to fuck around. Not on a Monday. Everyone laughed. It's fucking hilarious every time.
I am getting that hoodie made as we speak. I'm getting it made. I'm sending out things right now.
It's a new shirt too over at loisrules.com. Cranked out 3 new shirts today, and we're like 5 minutes from Hulkamania running wild all over the Macho Man Randy Savage. Want to give a shout out to a guy who had a whole recap of this tape that I just basically stole. Scrooge McSuck over at the wrestling site. That's DA wrestling site, DWS. He put out a recap of this whole tape. And I was able to just throw it in my Google machine and know the dates and the locations. Not always easy to find all the information on these old Coliseum home videos, but boy, really appreciate all the hard work being done by Scrooge McSuck over at the wrestling site.
What type of a nincompoop do you have to be to go by Scrooge McSuck?
You know what? I rattled it all off to you, and you didn't have a bad thing to say about any of my information. You liked the information.
Yes.
If you wanted another rating, though, the History of Wrestling blog reviewed this same tape, and they gave it this review. Completely awful from start to finish. Some of the matches were actually offensively bad. While the matches might be rare, it is unique to see some of the environments and crowd reactions. That doesn't make it worth watching. Too much Jimmy Hart, Honky Tonk Man, and Jimmy Snuka, and the best workers were saddled with shitty matches. Screw this tape. Avoidable. I disagree.
Yeah, I do too. Offensively bad. Jesus
I love the
Christ.
presentation. I love the way it's shot different. I love seeing the different fans from around the world and their reactions. And I wasn't watching to see fucking Chris Benoit put on a clinic with Eddie Guerrero.
Right.
I didn't press play on this Snuka Dino Bravo honky tonk man laden tape.
Right.
You know, how many Rougeau and Hacksaw Matt? Come on, man. What did you think?
What's this? What was this review from? What was it called?
It doesn't matter. My point is, you made fun of my Scrooge McSuck, and he was giving me dates and locations.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Well, you know what I love? I love the easy to use Geico mobile app.
Me too.
It's available 24 hours, roadside assistance, and more. Choose to switch to Geico to become a Geico member. It's a very easy choice at geico.com.
I want to challenge you, if you're listening to this, really serious business, get a quote from Geico and you're going to save some money. And I haven't tried this yet, but tonight I'm going to open my Geico mobile app and I'm going to put it under my pillow when I go to bed. I don't know what's going to be under there in the morning. I'll let you know next week, but we'll see. Try it tonight, Tony. Open the Geico mobile app, put it under your pillow, leave it open, go to bed, wake up in the morning, let us know what you see.
Is this kind of like the tooth fairy thing?
It might be. Look at what else they can do.
Yeah.
I don't know. Where does the powers of Geico end? I don't fucking know. Let's just see. What's the worst that could happen? We get a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
Because we know we've got the great quality insurance that Geico offers.
There's your leg drop, buddy. Dun, 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 da, 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 da. Still the best entrance song ever.
A double noggin knocker. That's right. It's a different time. He slammed Sherry's head into Savage's head, and the crowd went banana. Man, that was fun. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah. These ratings. Jesus. That's why I stay off social media.
I agree with Scrooge McSuck. It was a good show.
It was. We had fun, didn't we?
I had a lot of fun with you. I love watching these old tapes. And today, Tony, I can't believe we buried the lead here. I wanted to surprise you and remind you at the very end. Today was episode 300.
Dun, 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 dun. 300, Conrad. 300.
How about that, dude? And there's Sean Mooney taking us home. Next week, you and I will be back, and we're going to do something a little different. We're going to be watching something over on YouTube. Normally, we're looking at Peacock. But next week, we're going to watch a little special show that created a lot of fun stuff for Nitro. Triple A's When Worlds Collide. WCW is there. Mike Tenay's on the call. And Nothing Happening. Chris Cruz is on the call. And there's so many stars that we're going to see in the future of WCW. And it all happened in LA way back when. And we're going to be talking about it next week right here on What Happened When. But right now, Tony, it looks like it's about that time.
And ladies and gentlemen, we want to do a tip of the cap to Scrooge. To Scrooge McSuck. I can't even get his name right. Scrooge McSuck, because you know what I like to say? I ain't here to fuck around. It's Wednesday. And each and every Wednesday, we come to you only on Cumulus Westwood 1. But Mondays, we come to you on
Put Your Own Patreon.com/WHW Monday. And of course, adfreeshows.com.